Microsoft Solutions Partner Badge, what it actually means for your project. Hey, welcome. In this video, we're breaking down Microsoft Solutions Partner Badge, what it actually means for your project. Let's get into it. Let's talk about now, what is a Microsoft Solutions Partner? A Microsoft Solutions Partner is a company that has met Microsoft's formal requirements across three dimensions: Partner Capability Score, Customer Success Metrics, and the number of certified professionals on staff. The designation replaced the old Gold and Silver competency system in October 2022, when Microsoft overhauled its partner program to make the credential harder to hold and more meaningful to buyers. To earn and keep the badge, a partner must score at least 70 points out of 100 on a capability score that combines. Microsoft rechecks scores monthly and formally renews partners annually. If a partner drops below 70, the designation lapses. That continuous review is the key difference from the old Gold/Silver system, which many partners held for years without active project delivery. Now, moving on to the 6 specialization designations explained. The Microsoft Solutions Partner Certification Program covers 6 solution areas. Each maps to a set of Microsoft products and a specific group of required certifications. For buyers, this table matters because a partner holding the infrastructure designation has proven Azure Cloud Migration Services depth, while a partner holding only business applications may not have the Azure architecture skills you need for a hybrid cloud Azure setup. Now, moving on to why Microsoft Solutions Partner Certification matters for Azure Consulting Services. The honest answer is that it narrows the risk. When you hire an Azure Consulting Services firm, you are betting on their team's actual skills and their delivery process. The certification gives you a data-backed starting point instead of relying entirely on references and sales presentations. A certified Azure migration partner has demonstrated that their team can do more than stand up virtual machines. The skilling requirement means at least several engineers hold certifications like Azure Solutions Architect Expert or Azure Administrator, which cover Azure architecture review concepts, networking, identity, and governance. That matters when you are commissioning an Azure infrastructure assessment before a major workload move. The security designation specifically requires certifications in Microsoft Sentinel and Defender products. If you are planning an Azure security assessment, a partner holding this designation has engineers who have passed formal Microsoft exams covering exactly that toolset. That is a different level of confidence from a partner who simply claims cloud security experience. Now, moving on to how Q Services earned its Microsoft Solutions Partner certification. Q Services is a certified Microsoft Solutions partner with designations covering Azure infrastructure, digital and app innovation, business applications, and modern work. The team has completed 500+ Azure and Microsoft platform projects since 2014, across healthcare, logistics, SaaS, banking, and financial services sectors. Holding the certification means Microsoft's own platform data confirms that Q Services has been actively deploying Azure workloads, adding net new Azure customers, and growing usage metrics year on year. It is not a badge the company purchased or inherited from a merger. One area where Q Services goes beyond standard certification requirements is governance. As organizations move toward Copilot Studio and Azure AI deployments, the risk of automated decisions without human review grows. Q Services applies human-in-the-loop governance as a delivery standard, meaning human approval gates are built into every deployment stage rather than treated as optional. Our post on AI agent governance covers the practical framework for enterprise teams. For teams evaluating Azure AI platforms, the Azure AI Foundry versus Azure OpenAI service comparison is a useful next read. Let's talk about what a certified Azure migration partner does on your project. Talk to a Microsoft certified expert before you sign a statement of work. Certification status tells you a partner meets baseline standards, but project outcomes depend on how they apply that knowledge in your specific environment. An Azure landing zone is the pre-configured environment that defines governance, networking, identity, and security before any workloads move. A certified Azure migration partner implements a landing zone from a documented baseline rather than building one ad hoc per engagement. Azure Landing Zone implementation is where many migrations run into trouble. Incorrect subscription structure, missing policy assignments, and no monitoring baseline are common causes of post-migration incidents. The standard approach to migrate on-premise to Azure follows 5 phases: discovery, assessment, planning, migration, and optimization. Each phase has distinct tooling. Discovery uses Azure Migrate or third-party inventory tools. Assessment maps dependencies and identifies compatibility issues. Planning sets the migration wave structure. Migration executes the workload moves. Optimization runs Azure cost optimization consulting checks after workloads are live to right-size resources and eliminate waste. Let's talk about next up, Power Platform and Microsoft certified work. The business applications and modern work designations cover the Power Platform side of Microsoft's stack. A Microsoft Azure consulting company that also holds these designations can handle the full Microsoft ecosystem, not just the infrastructure layer. Power Automate Consulting typically starts with mapping existing manual approval processes, identifying which steps can run automatically without losing accountability, and building flows that connect Microsoft 365 data with line of business systems. Multi-stage Power Automate approval workflows are one of the most common starting points for organizations new to the platform. Power Platform governance matters here. Without proper environment policies and data loss prevention configuration, automated flows can expose sensitive data across the organization. Power Apps development services range from simple form-based tools that replace spreadsheets to fully custom business applications integrating with Dynamics 365 or Azure data sources. Power BI consulting services add the reporting layer, connecting Azure Synapse, Dataverse, or SQL databases to dashboards that business users can maintain without IT involvement. Both capabilities sit within the Power Platform development company scope that the business applications designation validates. Now, moving on to how to choose the right Azure consulting partner. Certification is a starting point, not the complete picture. When you evaluate a Microsoft Azure consulting company for a real engagement, ask these specific questions. According to Microsoft's Partner Center documentation, you can verify any partner's current certification status directly through Microsoft's official portal before signing a contract. This takes under 2 minutes and removes any ambiguity about whether a badge is current or lapsed. Now, next up, conclusion. Microsoft Solutions Partner Certification is a verifiable, actively maintained credential. It tells you that a partner's engineers are certified, that Microsoft's own data confirms active project delivery, and that the partner meets the capability threshold Microsoft sets for each solution area. For any Azure Cloud Migration Services engagement, Power Platform rollout, or Azure AI project, it is the most objective starting point for shortlisting vendors. Q Services holds Microsoft Solutions Partner Certification across Azure Infrastructure, Digital and App Innovation, Business Applications, and Modern Work, with over 500 completed projects backing those designations. If you are scoping an Azure Migration Partner engagement, an Azure App Modernization Initiative, or a Power Platform governance review, the right next step is a direct conversation. Talk to a Microsoft certified expert at Q Services to get a clear scope and honest timeline before you commit to a statement of work.